Alright, here we go. It's taken me 3 fucking hours to find a clip that actually is, like, worth reviewing. Alright, so Seth, as per usual, goes Mav. He always goes Mav. Despite the fact that we have no hard breachers, no hard breaches, he goes Mav. I'm just messing around. But yeah, we have no hard breaches around. It's you and I, the Casper twins, and Chet. So we have a full 5 stack going. That means there's no excuse we should lose pretty much any round. However, of course, these 2 people are fairly new to the game. They're not very good, so we're looking at a 3v5 right here. Also, in this round, they're going to say the N-word, and I have to try and talk over it, I guess, because they're fucking saying the N-word. Alright, we have some kind of talk about French people. I don't know, there's like a name with like an accent mark.
The A is pronounced.
But here we go.
It's not pronounced. No, it's just A, squiggle.
Alright, so what's your plan here? That's step 1. What's the plan? And there's a guy who does an Overwatch series called Overanalyzed. Same thing. What's the plan here? So the thing about drones on attack, is that on higher level, you're not all just going to rush the site. You give yourself way more opportunity if you put this near where you're going to rush in. Where do you put your drone? You put it right here behind the thing. Now there's a little bit of lag on this clip. Sometimes yeah, okay. So they set it right there.
What?
And they say something like, it's okay, I have a black friend. But they say hard R. It's whatever.
Same, dude.
Alright, let's pause this. What did you do wrong here? Let's get rid of the frivolity. What you're doing wrong here is first you put your drone behind this microwave back here. Which means passively it gives no intel. It's a good hiding spot, but that's not really what you need on attack. On attack, you want your drones to give you intel. Let me go over the reason this is important. The point of a drone is that if I want to enter room A, which is surrounded by 3 rooms, room B, C, and D, I can clear out room A completely and then check B, C, and D. What that means is when I actually breach the room, I don't have to worry about whether or not the room I'm in needs to be checked all over. No. What you do need to worry about is B, C, and D. People could have moved in there after your drone went through it. But that means that you have this safe room. Whatever room you're in, you know for a fact there is no one there because you droned it. That gives you a lot of power. And the ability to clear those side rooms at the same time is what makes a drone so much more important than just using a camera. A camera only lets you see room A. You can use sound to try and figure out if there's anyone in B, C, and D, but you can do that with a drone too. That is why drones are important and why Mozzie will probably break the meta. That's another issue. However, what you did here was you're now jumping from behind microwave. You're not going to come through this window, and you're not going to come through the window over here, nor are you going to come through this wall. So really there's no reason for your drone to be in this room. We knew where the objective was. We'd already marked it. So this is a waste of a drone. Immediately you're going to take it out and then jump it back. Now you get it seen. Now you're trying to hide and 2 of them are there to take it out. We're 10 seconds into the round and you've lost your first drone for no reason other than that you were just kind of messing around. Now, we have 3 people who have already made it up this ladder. So that means that the spawn peak is probably not there. However, I have called out that there is a guy doing the spawn peak. So there is a guy doing the spawn peak. That means it's in your best interest, at least until I can clear it out, which I don't think I do because he doesn't know how to aim. So he peeks, I shoot at him, I think I get a hit marker, and then he just runs away. I'm not able to secure that kill. But it also looks like there's a bullet coming from here. This is a guy on the roof shooting down. This is probably the spawn peeker pre-firing over here, which is weird. I didn't even... Or wait, no, that's... Never mind, I'm completely dumb. That is not a bullet. That holds this umbrella up. I'm dumb. Alright, I thought it was a bullet because I could see the damage indicator up here, and it's showing you there's a bullet coming from that general space. But no, that's the spawn peeker, and he's shooting. So what you probably don't want to do is climb this ladder, which you realize. So what you're going to do is you're going to walk over here, and you're going to kind of clear and then just drop. That's fine. Honestly, there's probably nothing that's going to happen. You come up this ladder, which again, okay.
My streaming career is
and then you kind
dead.
of small peek that window. Now, that's a problem. Let's go back and see why that's a problem. God, I wish this would let me skip forward and backwards. It's very temperamental. Okay. Let's see why this is a problem. Once you climb this ladder,
My fucking...
instead of leaning out, you lean and step, clearing just this angle. Where's your crosshair right now? It's down here. This is the window. That means you have to flick to it if you want to do anything with it. That's not good. Instead, what I would recommend is use this wall, quick peek out like you're currently doing, and then immediately lean back into the right. That means that if there was a person there watching, you've just avoided their headshot as they react to you. Now, you can crouch peek out, looking directly at the window, and you can possibly kill them. Now, there's no one here, so that doesn't matter. But just because there's no one here doesn't mean there couldn't have been someone here. And that could have easily gotten you killed.
My streaming
Step
career...
2 of mistake. You then immediately start walking out and pay no attention to this doorway. Had there been a person in it, you are dead. You even block it with your iron or your ACOG, which is just kind of one of the reasons why ACOGs aren't the best. But you're also leaning to the left. If you were leaning to the right, your gun would be down here, and your ACOG sight would be like right there, which means you'd still have line of sight on this door frame. Again, this is kind of like I'm drawing maybe a little too much. But that's another big angle that they could have been watching to get people who came here, because they know they're doing a spawn peek. So the other guy could be waiting for somebody to move around to the left. You also barely glance at this window, and you don't even look at that window, and you then start looking at us for no reason. Now you're looking at nothing. Now you're looking at nothing. There's a camera here. You don't even check if it's broken. And at this point, you again run out to the side. What's the issue with running out to the side? You re-peek this angle, still not knowing if someone has broken it open. You have a slight angle here on this window, and you have an angle here. At the very least, why do I say at the very least? This is a soft wall. 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 This is a very big soft wall. And that is also soft. All of these blue places are potential pieces or places that somebody could just have meleeed a single hole in and are watching. Are you telling me that you can see all of these all at once and make sure they're all clear? No. So this is over-aggressive. However, can it be argued in your favor that they probably aren't doing these flanks? Yeah, sure, I'll give it to you. We don't know that for sure, though, and so that's not the way you should play. So you peek out, you check this doorway, and for the most part, you see that this window is intact. So now you're just kind of looking around. Now somebody behind you is shooting through this window, and you immediately start aiming at it. That's good. You kind of slow walk, you don't lean to make use of advantage. Now you're leaning, and you peek out. Again, this is a little iffy. This whole wall has been opened, as well as this, meaning that someone in the back of the site towards staircase, or someone on staircase, or somebody holding this hallway can all see you. These are 3 different angles that they can see you from, and you've peeked it a little too aggressively. Your body is halfway out. That means they can see all of this. All that shoulder, this is a weird way of drawing this. They can probably see everything to the left of this. They can see the gun poking out, they can see your arm, they can see your head, and they can definitely see your shoulder. And you're standing, so they can probably see your leg. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's not good. You want to play this a very casual peek. So what you wanted to do was peek way closer to here, and you want to go like this, and you want to make sure the left is okay, then make sure. You want to pull out, and as you're pulling out, you're scanning a small vertical slice. Not just, let's peek the entire, okay, the color's being, oh, never mind. Don't peek this entire window. Peek it slowly over time, and that way you can make sure you don't just run out and then have to acquire target, then flick to target, and out-aim the other person. That's too much to do. You should have slow peeked this.
What the fuck?
And you even get shot for it.
In front of me, Seth.
And the worst part is the positioning here is at the detriment of a teammate. Of course, that's me, so I just, that's a party foul. But no, I'm actually standing, doing the peek I'm describing to you. I'm actually doing that right now, holding the thing, and you walked in front of me to do this long peek as I'm trying to shoot at the guy. So I actually had to stop. From what I can remember, I had to stop shooting, or I couldn't shoot because you walked in front of me as the guy stands there and got me killed.
Literally.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
me on the floor. You can see me dead on the floor. Hold on.
Huh?
That's me. There, right there. That guy died because somebody stepped in front of him while he was trying to peek that angle. So, why did I peek from all the way back here and not up there? Well, because peeking from a far angle to an angle like that is actually better, because it means that that pie I was talking about, that slow clear of angles, is a lot easier the farther away you are from the blocking angle. So if you want to clear a door, it's way easier to do that pie and clear the entire room if you're a few feet back from the door than if you're pressed against the door. And that's kind of hard to explain just via words. It's easier to see it, but it's probably not going to happen.
Sorry.
There's a guy on the left, so you decide to switch angles. You're still just kind of very aggressively running out. Let your aim lead you, not your body. You want to clear every angle before you walk towards it. You see someone die, so now you're going to switch sides. You still see that he's there, so you're still not peeking it. You're like, okay, I'm not gonna peek the angle my teammate's at. That's good. You break the window. You check the wall. You pre-fire. That's good. That's good. You could get easy kills by pre-firing like that. But your movement's a little slow, and it's still a little aggressive. Here, you did better. This is so much better. Look how much less you've full peeked this door. Instead of look, there's this much of the wall that you've left in cover. That's good. You see him right here. This is him. You're being spotted too. There's definitely a Valk cam somewhere, but I don't think we ever find it. This is a lost round, by the way. I couldn't find one where we won and you were alive at the end, so I went with one where you were alive until the end. So at this point, it's good to mention that we have all been on this rooftop. We've all been peeking, and 3 of us are dead. It might be time for a change of plan. This is not working. You could have gone back down the ladder and come over from the side here. You could have repelled and tried to get them from this hard set of walls here on the side. Because if you did that, it would make them stop aiming over here. But instead, we just keep having this little peek game. You peek out.
That explosion, dude.
You see him, but you do a thing.
Fuck?
You right here. God, I wish. Can I slow this down? Yes. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna play this at 0.25 speed because I think it's important. Okay. We just lost IQ. You get ready to peek. You lean first. That's okay. You see him. You stop peeking. You jiggle here. See how you jiggled there? What that does to him is it briefly shows your shoulder again, and that's not good because you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna pre-fire. Oh, he doesn't pre-fire, but what instead happens is you do this out fully, slightly out, and then out fully again, which gives him a lot of your body to work with. He's already pre-aiming that spot, and you pop out, and your aim was a little too far to the right. So, because you didn't slowly clear the angle again, because you didn't slowly clear the angle again, and I guess instead got a little too aggressive, this is you. This is you falling to your little death. Meanwhile, your teammate dies to something else. But it's those kind of peeking habits that you really need to lock down in the way that you peek an angle that are going to change whether you lose or win a peek duel. He already is watching an angle, and you have to get into that angle, which means that you have to come out of it, which means he has more time to see you. So you need to put that in your advantage somehow. You're never going to have the full advantage, but you've got stronger weapons, you've got better sights for the most part. This was a Tachanka, so you're fighting, at best, a one-time scope. There's no ACOG for it. So you have the advantage to get those small peaks. What you should be doing is you should be fake peeking. Look up, like you watch Bolo. Occasionally, I think you've watched Godly. Look at them and see. So Bolo doesn't do it as much just because his raw talent allows him to. His aim is so freaking good and his reaction time is so decent that he can win those aim duels pretty much every time. But because you struggle to get your aim on target, you should be focusing on doing fake peeks, quick peeks, that sort of thing to give you an advantage. If you had quick peeked, where you come out with your head and then immediately peek back away, he might have pre-fired, which means his accuracy is lowered. Again, if you watch Godly, you will see that half of the time, the only thing you need to beat somebody is to stand, quick peek standing, and then come out crouched. Because half the time they're shooting, they start shooting towards your head, their accuracy takes their gun up, they're fighting that, so they're already at a disadvantage, and then you come out way lower than they expect and shoot them right in the face. Easy clap. So if you can get used to doing that sort of thing, and this round didn't even let me showcase your ability of your use of the gadget, which is also kind of it's still very, very rough around the edges, and we can talk about that later. But this was just about the peeking and how you should have handled this entire round, which is probably coming up with a plan, and instead of just sitting out on the roof with us, you don't have to be like, well, everybody else was being dumb. Granted. But you could have been the deciding factor by actually playing it smart, rotating to a different side of the map, coming into the map, getting kills on the floor. You could have 1v5'd it. But instead we all just lined up, and your kind of poor movement and even poorer peeking made it so that you just weren't winning the fights.